One of the most popular jig combination here on the Detroit River, especially this time of the year, we're in June here for the ICHA Handy Capable Fishing Derby, is using a 5/8 ounce jig head with a 4.5 inch finesse fish. This one's made by Lunker City. You can see it's like a pearl brown back minnow color. It works really well because there's a lot of bait fish that are in the river. And the way you fish this, you let it drop down anywhere from, I'm going to say 18 feet to about 30 feet. And you jig it right on the bottom. So this works really well. The other lure that I like to use is a goby imitation, and I'm going to show it to you right here. Okay, so this is a goby imitation because when the water gets warmer, gobies become very active, and they're a very good source of food for the walleye. So look, even in this wind, how much action that tail has back and forth. Okay, so you can see that I'm using like a brown jig head, so it blends in with the top of the goby. You can see how wide this goby is. So the same thing is with this as is with the minnow, or even a plastic worm that they used earlier in the year. You drop it down to the bottom. It's very important that you keep your line vertical so that you know where the bottom is, because here in the Detroit River there's a pretty strong current. So you want to adjust the boat with the electric so that you're going at the speed of the current. So if your line is pretty vertical, you feel the bottom, you give it a little snap up. Feel the bottom, give it a little snap up. Drop your rod to down, feel the bottom, give it a little snap up. When you go to lift it up, you usually have a walleye on. So these plastic baits, you don't need to tip it with a worm or use real minnows. Using a plastic bait like this works really well, and especially the little fish, the finesse fish.